for my friends that are watching this interview and they think they are not good enough because they didn't get all the information in just 3 months. That's okay. That's absolutely understandable because that's not an easy task, right? I was just following my heart. It was crazy. I was just following in.
Many people wonder if graduating in another country is a hardship to passing the FE exam. But today I'm going to introduce you to Myra. Myra graduated in Brazil with an agriculture engineering degree in 2014, and now she lives in the US and she works as a stormwater inspector. Now at work, she realized that there are a lot of job opportunities in the engineering field if she had her FE exam. So Myra decided to start preparing for the FE exam. Now, while she was studying, she also had a 5-month-old baby to care for. Now, I'm really excited to share her story with you guys and also note that even if you didn't graduate from the US, you can still pass your FE exam. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Oh yeah, everybody now. Hey Myra, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Kenza.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do this. So, Myra, when did you start studying for your FE exam?
I purchased your course in August of 2020, but I really started to dive into the course in December of 2020. So I started diving in December of 2020, and I had my baby in July of 2021. No, sorry, May. And I did my first attempt in July. So yeah, around like 6 months until my first attempt, more or less, I spent.
Okay. Was it hard to study while you were pregnant?
Yes. Yes, I fell asleep. I had to work. I had to wake up earlier. My husband was like, I don't know how you do that. I was like, I have to do because otherwise it's gonna be harder. So yeah, sometimes I sleep, sometimes I didn't feel that comfortable. And mostly when I was approached the day, like was just harder.
Yeah. Now, before you decided to purchase our course, you already were kind of like in the journey of taking the FE exam. You wanted to take it. So tell us a little bit about that. Like before you purchased the course, what was it like? What material did you use? Were you lost in terms of like how to do this exam? Because you graduated from Brazil, you came to the States, you probably never heard of the FE till you got here. So like how did you even, start this journey?
I did a civil engineering technology at CPCC, 2 years degree, and my teacher, he just mentioned about that there are some students that they don't even go back to school because in my head my degree was not applied to here because it's a foreign degree, and he talked about that it was this sounds very difficult, but he said you can do it. He told me that, and that like kind of that idea stayed on my mind. And once I got the job, I'm a stormwater inspector. I had another person that told me that I should do that, and I didn't have to come back to school again to do the whole process. So like that was after that was just growing on me, and I was okay, I'm gonna start to looking for a course or something. But I was like, no, maybe I can do that by myself. Maybe I can buy books and I can start to study. But after I bought the Lindenberg book and I started to do, I was like, this is gonna be so overwhelmed. And I started to research about some subjects on YouTube because I want to know as much as I could to be able to answer the questions. And that was the time I saw you on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I like the way that she explains stuff. I think that would be great. And I was okay. And that idea was just growing. I ended up buying a course, and thanks God I followed my heart.
That's awesome. Now, here's the thing though, purchasing the course and investing money, it's a big decision, right? What was the decision factor that made you decide, you know what, I'm gonna get her course?
Nowadays, I see that was a big thing, but in the moment, I was not thinking about the cost benefit. I was just really following my heart. That was a little bit crazy. But after I went through your course and I knew how the other courses they worked, I was like, that was an awesome cost benefit for me, because usually people that like they graduate here in the United States, they take an average of 3 months to pass. In my situation, it took about a year.
Right.
So it would be much more expensive if I was doing another courses. I could take my pace studying. I was pregnant. I don't think I could even absorb all the information of this test in just 3 months. So for my friends that are watching this interview and they think they are not good enough because they didn't get all the information in just 3 months, that's okay. That's absolutely understandable, because that's not an easy test, right? So it took a while for me. And nowadays I see that was the best option. But like at the beginning, I didn't even think about that. I was just following my heart. It was crazy. I was just following, and I ended up buying a course.
That's awesome. So for you, it was like the fact that it was lifetime access. You didn't have to rush it and just taking your time. And then also, you just wanted to like something that will help you learn the material. You liked my learning, like teaching style.
I didn't pass on my first try, but that was okay for me. But I think that happened. I don't know if you do like that this question, and I'm kind of going forward, but I think I had a little bit of anxiety in the day of the test, and I really didn't know how it was. So after I passed through my first experience, I was okay. I think I know how is this test, and we talked a little bit online and said maybe you need more exposure to the course. Do a review for my course in 2 months, and the last month just do questions. And that's what I did. I was like, okay, I just have 1 month to be back to work. I was on my maternity leave. My husband actually he helped me a lot throughout the process, because he stayed with the baby in the moments I was studying. I was not just studying in that point just 2 hours. I was like the whole day. I was the whole day. I was just
That's awesome. Yeah, I was gonna actually ask you, like the first time you took the FE exam, you enrolled in our course, you studied for 6 months, you went into the exam on July 2021, you failed it, you came back, and you kept studying using our courses, and then in October 2021, you passed your FE exam. So the second time, you only studied about like 3 months. Is that correct? Right?
3 months.
3 months, yes.
The 2 first months I review your course, and the last one just questions.
Right. So when you were studying for the second attempt, how many hours did you study per day, and then also during the weekend?
Oh, the Monday to Friday, I think I was doing 5.
Okay.
I was doing 2 hours in the morning. I used to wake up at 5 a.m.
Wow.
I used to finish at 7. And when I was arriving at work, I was okay. And now it's time for me to study again. So I used to start maybe 6 to 9 at night. I was just doing questions and questions, and yeah. The way that I did in the last month that I think made the big difference for me, I bought a lot of tests like Islam, mock exam, and I separate like, okay, all the math questions of the Islam mock exam, I'm gonna solve everything. And all the questions, and I was like doing that on all reference menus that I had. So I was solving an average of maybe 30 questions a day until the end. And my best day, maybe 55, 50. So this way I start to get used to like doing questions. My head started to memorize the formulas. I remember that in my first attempt, I was, oh, maybe I don't need to memorize because I have the reference manual, but no, you need to know your formula. It's gonna save you time. I knew exactly where I like the words that I should type there to be like right there, you know. So I think that was the best thing I did.
Great, awesome. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Now, I do want to ask you about like when you failed the FE exam the first time, how did
Mm-hmm.
you get yourself back to like keep going and not giving up?
And I'm usually like, you know, this is like very personal. Like when I don't get something, it's worse because I want more. So you just stuck with me. You just have to do that. I'm gonna give a try. I'm gonna pass. I was like, no, no, like it was just something. That was just, how can I say, uh it was motivation for me, honestly, because I
Mm.
had to pass. Because I had to pass in my head, you know.
There are like 14 subjects, and we haven't even discussed your background. You went to school for agriculture engineering. I am pretty sure that there are a lot of topics that you've never learned in school,
Never
like,
seen in my life, yeah.
yeah, like structural engineering. Did you learn about steel and concrete? I don't think that's related to agriculture. Like did you take
I actually had a concrete subject,
oh, you did?
but it was nothing like, yeah, I had, but it was not like nothing like the FE exam. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, so you I think like the way how we went for you, I think it was like important that you to go through those steps, for this is like for the students who've been out of school for a while, or if your major was different and you're switching career, you have to be kind to yourself. And if you failed the first time, it's okay, come back, regroup, reinforce the concepts, keep learning, keep going, don't give up. I do want to ask you why did you pick civil? Because a lot of students who have like a different background, they would go for other disciplines because a lot of people think it's easier, which I
Uh-huh.
don't necessarily agree with. So what made you pick civil?
That's related more to my work. I'm a stormwater inspector, and here actually in Charlotte, I think civil is more related to that, honestly. Um, they do the designs of pipes and catch basins, and all the projects are related to civil. And
Mm.
I think I should like go to that path. And I did the civil engineering technology 2 years degree as well. So that's why that made me like change my career path. Here in North Carolina, construction is just growing. You see construction everywhere. I was thinking about opportunities too. So I think civil will kind of open up more like doors. Could open up more doors for me.
Hmm.
Since I live in the city and everything, so it was just, I think, was better for me.
Okay, so now during this whole, FE journey, what do you think was the thing that you struggled with the most?
Sometimes I was upset. I was so tired, Kenza. Um, Sometimes I was not like, oh my God, I'm gonna pass this. Sometimes I was doubting myself. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you're just struggling in some subjects and you don't believe yourself. And sometimes you're like, okay, I need to maybe stop for today. And like this is the time you need to realize that sometimes you need to rest. And okay, like tomorrow, I think is the best day for me continue doing this. I think that was the struggle. But besides that, I don't think I had a lot of problems, honestly. Every person has a own path to make. And I think that's the struggle. Like, how do you find that? So I actually happy because I can share that with my friends that are in this path right now and try to find the best way to pass. You know, just don't feel dismotivated. Try to do your best and try to learn from it and don't give up. I know you guys hear a lot. Don't give up. It's not that easy. It's hard to wake up early and had to study, had to go to work. We have our personal lives, right? Like besides the FE, but it's all worth it in the end. Mostly for my friends that are immigrants, like it feels good in the end when you have your license and you are like, oh, so like it was worth it, my effort in my country. You know, like you sometimes you double, like maybe that was not good enough, maybe I'm not good enough. And when you pass, you see that like your that bursts your confidence like so much that it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be worth it. Just keep on like doing, studying hard, and gonna get there.
Did you feel any kind of burnout while you were
Yes,
studying?
this is something I want to share. Like in the last week before my test, I was started to realize that I was very tired. Like I was like, I know this question. I was like, the point, I know this. My hands first, my hand was paining, and I know this question, but I'm so tired. Like my head, I'm tired, but I was like, I need to be pushing. I was like fighting against myself until I realized, no, maybe now I need to stop. Like that was a Thursday. My test was on a Saturday. And I was like, in my head, no, I'm gonna study until the last minute. In my head, I was like, I'm gonna study Friday. Maybe I'm gonna review something before the test. I was like, no, my body. Well, that was the moment that I looked at myself and said, my body needs stop. You stop and see how we do right now. Um, you need to learn how to hear your body. My head like is gonna need energy to do this marathon on Saturday, so I need to stop right now. And I'm grateful that I did, because I could relax, and I went to the test very calm. I wasn't so different. I was so like all over the place my first attempt. I didn't know how like the atmosphere of the test, and where I'm gonna do my calculations, and how the questions are gonna be. And I was so nervous. I remember being nervous, and I was like, I know how to do this, but I cannot even think. And I was in my calculator, and sometimes I was typing wrong. Like I know how to do this mode, but I'm so nervous that I cannot even process anything. And there are some questions that, of course, is gonna be like similar with your course, but there are some questions there that you had to figure out. You need to think, and if you are nervous, you are not. No, like you're not gonna. Your head is not gonna process. You're not gonna understand, and some questions you not understand at all. But at least the ones that you have to think and you can go actually through, it need to be like calm and okay, I'm gonna get this, and but you need to be calm.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, during the exam, did you have like a strategy in terms of like how to answer questions?
I was reading and I was like, okay, this I can tackle right now. And I tackled. And some things that were a little bit tricky, I was like, I'm going to skip this. And the ones that I didn't know, I'm going to skip. That was the way that I was doing. Like,
Awesome. Great. Now tell us what's next for you on your engineering journey.
there are people out there looking for people with FE like certification.
Right.
So I'm already gonna participate of an interview next week. I'm so excited, and hopefully I'm gonna get the job. And it's so exciting because I've been this journey, engineering journey, for such a long time. Like I graduated in 2014, and I didn't have opportunity in my country. So my journey is kind of my story is kind of long, but right now I'm finally maybe if I pass in this interview, I'm gonna start my career like an engineer. So sometimes journey looks like long, but you don't have to give up because time is gonna pass anyways. This is the way you have to see it, and just kind of keep like working through the things, and eventually you're gonna get the spot that you supposed to be. This is the way I see it.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah.
Maria, we do have a lot of students who are like who didn't graduate in the U.S. or their first language is not English, and they are trying to pass their FE exam right now. Do you have any advice for them so that they can pass their FE?
It's hard. It's hard to start to a material that's English. But look at Kenza. Kenza, where are you like from? Sorry, I don't know.
I'm from Morocco, so
But look at you.
yeah.
Like she's from Morocco and she went through the same thing too.
Right.
You know, like don't feel scared about what pops out there and keep on like try to learn everything like in her course and try to do as many questions as you can, you know, to because sometimes these questions are gonna be in your mind and gonna help you out to solve the questions in your exam. You know, like sometimes you're gonna get a thought from this question, a thought from that question, put together, and you can like answer like a problem. So that's why I like in my case, I had to like study a lot and do a lot. Don't compare yourself to nobody. Like we cannot compare ourselves to nobody because everybody has their own journey, you know,
Right.
their own ways to learn. Don't feel that you are less smart than other people just because you're taking more time to do the test because it took them 1 year, whatever. Don't know. Like he
Right.
can take 2, he can take 3, but eventually gonna pass. You know, just don't give up. You're gonna be wasting your time if you give up. You know, because it takes a long time to process all the information. And if you gave up, you're just gonna be throwing your time away. Like I'm not gonna give up just because I failed 1, 2, 3. I don't know, like what's your situation, but just keep on going. Like you're gonna eventually get there.
I love that. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Maria, for being here and sharing all of that with us. And congratulations again. I'm really happy for you. I'm so proud of Myra. She saw an opportunity to grow in her career and she knew it was time to take the FE exam. She had many hurdles to overcome, but in the end, she learned a lot about engineering and she passed her FE exam. If you too graduated from an international school, comment below what country you're from. Our community is here to support you on this journey. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check out these 2 videos that I have right here, which will help you with your FE preparation. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great week and I will see you on the next video. À la prochaine. Oh yeah, everybody now.